If you've been prospecting for wholesale deals, but you feel like you're not getting the results you want, then this video is for you. Hey, what's up? Welcome back to the channel. It's me, Vayna. I'm super excited today because today we are dropping some wholesale magic. Whether you're a new wholesaler or you've been doing this for a while or you have no idea what wholesaling even is, today I'm sharing the secret sauce that everyone always asks about when they're new to wholesaling. How do I talk to sellers? How do I communicate the wholesale? How do I get them to trust me? How do I close? Everything you've ever wondered about talking to sellers in order to close wholesale deals, we are going to cover today in the form of a group Zoom call that I do within the Springboard to Wealth coaching program. Every Wednesday, we do a weekly role play call to practice talking to sellers on the phone, talking to sellers in person, and closing them to sign our contract. So if you're totally new to wholesaling, you have no idea what it is, my team and I do anywhere from 20 to 40 off-market wholesale deals here in Washington. And the forefront of how we find these deals is by cold prospecting. So whether we are calling sellers, whether we're going to the door, we are mailing, texting, etc. But my team is spending 3 to 6 hours a day cold calling homeowners in our area, looking for people who would benefit from selling their home off the market. We are calling out, looking for the people who are ready to sell and offering the off-market option. Like I said, we close a bunch of deals doing this, and the secret is being very, very good at your script. There is a cold call script we use. It's free down in the link in the description below. Everyone who's onboarded to our Springboard investing group is required to memorize this script and test on it. That's how important it is. I can go on and on about the script, and to keep it short, I've got a really good video on cold calling 101, my 7 or 9 or 12 tips to cold calling with the script. But I want to get you guys to the good part, which is seeing the actual role play live. So when you're spending the time cold calling every day, it is so important to practice your script and so that you can actually convert your leads. If you're familiar with cold calling, you've definitely had those calls where you knew they wanted to sell, but for some reason you couldn't really communicate what you wanted to communicate, and so you lost the lead. And that hurts, and we don't ever want that to happen. So it's very, very important to practice. Mike Ferry, #1 real estate coach, always says professionals practice and amateurs don't. So if you want to become a professional wholesaler who closes a bunch of deals and makes a ton of money. So without further ado, I'll let you get on to watch a role play. If you're interested in joining these calls, you can join the Springboard to Wealth coaching program. The link will be down below. The basic format of these calls is we each run the role play script. We go for 40 minutes to an hour, depending on how many people are there, but we run the script and then we give each other feedback. So the feedback part is super, super important because that's where you really look at how the conversation went, what you said, and how you can tune it better to adapt to the prospect's personality style and close. So with that, I've got a very huge side note. You are going to hear a lot through this role play mentions that he or she is a certain color. So in sales, if you're not familiar, there's a concept called DISC. And this concept says that every single person walking the earth are one of 4 personality types. And there's a really great book that you should definitely read called Surrounded by Idiots. It translates the 4 DISC personality types into colors. If you're unfamiliar, I'm hoping this is gonna be really cool for you after I explain what the personality types are, because when you can understand these personality types and how each personality mingles with your own personality, you're going to understand other people a lot better, not only in sales, but in everyday life. And it's going to help you have better relationships and connect with people more. So the first personality is Red, or D on the DISC profile. Red is known to be very direct, very dominant, impatient, straight to the point. We tend to miss a lot of details. We're result oriented, we're firm, we're strong-willed. I'm Red. So when you see me role playing, I'm demanding that they get to the point. I just want to know the bottom line and what you're going to do for me. Then we have Yellow, or I, influential. If you have someone in your life who talks a lot and they like to be the life of the party, they're very expressive, they're outgoing, they're persuasive, chances are they are yellow. Our yellows are very high-spirited, they're charismatic, they're friendly, they love having big groups of friends. And when you're selling to a yellow, all you really need to do is show them how great it's going to be after they've decided to buy your product or service or work with you. And then we have Green, or S, steadiness. Green are stable, they're the support system in the group, they're sensitive. You have to kind of explain things through and make them feel comfortable in order to move them towards the solution. They really value supporting others and harmony within a group. So selling to a Green, it's very important to make them feel comfortable with the process. And then lastly are our Blues, or C for conscientious. These are our analyticals, so they are very numbers and data driven. They can be seen as reserved and non-emotional. They're very precise. They're systematic. Everything is logic to them. And so selling to a blue, you've got to have your facts and figures and A to Z ready. They want to see all the breakdowns of the numbers. They want to see the breakdown of what the process is going to look like. Logically, why does this make sense? And then they can take a long time to come to a decision. So in a nutshell, those are the colors. Maybe you recognize some traits that you identify with or some people you know might. I use DISC every day. day in my own personal interactions and when I'm training people, especially for me as a red, because I get impatient very, very easily. When I can recognize that, oh, this person's green, or this person's blue, or this person's yellow, then I can shift my expectations of the interaction accordingly and have a better connection with them. Especially when, for someone who's very impatient and big picture, also independent and very direct, these are my superpowers, but sometimes they're my weaknesses in relationships. So I love Disc. If you get a chance to read Surrounded by Idiots, it's a great book, especially if you're new to sales or you just want to understand your relationships with other people better. It's a really great resource. So that's my spiel. Enjoy the role play. Let me know your questions in the comments below, and I'll see you in the next one.
It gets crazy here sometimes. I understand the weather is a big factor. Would you like to sell it on or off market? I can help you do both. It depends on how rushed you are. I see that we have a year to think about things. So, I can offer you two strategies. I can either help you as a realtor and we can do it on market to get you top dollar, or I can do it, I'm an off market specialist and I can help you do that off market so that way people aren't walking through your house and I can get in hold with one of my cash investors.
Guess we're open to the options. We don't have any solid plans right now. So
perfect. Is there any time that you would like me to come see your house? I can walk through your house and give you a more solid offer and walk you through all the steps. That way you have a more well-rounded understanding.
Yeah, we're not opposed to that.
How about, would you like this Thursday around 2 p.m.? Would that work for you? Perfect. So I will see you Thursday at 2 p.m. Thank you so much.
So how do you think that went?
I think that went well. Well, I've been cold calling for these past 2 days. The reason why I stumbled more towards the end was because all my cold calls I've never set an appointment yet. You know what I'm saying? So basically I've got, like the beginning, all that, but I've really never had to explain or set up an appointment with anybody.
And how long have you been a realtor?
I graduated in May. So since May onwards.
What did you graduate from?
George Mason University as an accountant.
No, yeah, you did a good job. You were super friendly on the phone, which I think is already off the bat, that's going to help you. My first note is just repeat and affirm. So every time I say something, repeat it back. It shows you're listening. So I'm moving to California. Oh, you're moving to California. Okay. And when would that be? Right. Very much when you're newer, stick to the script. So even the question, why are you moving, is fairly aggressive when you don't have rapport with them yet. You haven't warmed me up yet. I don't really want to tell you why I'm moving because I don't know who you are.
Yeah, exactly.
I would soften up there. I would just go through the questions, when do you plan on moving, or where'd you move from? How'd you happen to pick this area? If you were to move, where would you go next and what would that be? Right.
Mm-hmm.
So sticking there they're just softer questions. You're building the rapport before if you already know them and they already know you, why are you moving? That's easy. But if not, then would you like to sell on or off market? Especially when I'm a year out. If you're the expert and you're the one who's supposed to be helping me look at those options, all you need to say is I'm not sure if you're aware, but there are a couple of different ways to sell your home. And I'm specialized in on and off market, unlike most realtors. If you're open to it, if this would benefit you to see your options in this market, I'm sure you've heard about the interest rates. I'm sure I know you're in the planning stages, but I'd be happy to look over all your options with you. And you just want to set the appointment. That's the point of the call.
Yeah.
You don't need to know everything yet, but you want to get there with them. Like I say, the script. So, you're planning on moving, you're perfect. Like I said, I'm an investor. I'm looking to buy properties here in the area. We're not looking for anything in picture perfect condition. The last thing is, when I say a year, that's something I might try to gauge them on. They just throw out lies. So they're just gonna be like, I'm not selling for a year. So I would say, why are you selling is a good question, but I would say what's happening in a year so that you're listening, as opposed to, and why are you selling? Because I need to know. Yeah, you did a good job. I think for 3 days into cold calling, you're doing great.
Thank you.
Very good. Let's hear it, Alex.
All right. This is Alex. I believe you own a property on Main Street, and I'm calling because we're buying properties in the area, and I was just checking to see when you might plan on selling it. But if they say take me off the list, wouldn't you just take that off the list, or would you just keep going then?
Are you totally not selling the next 12 months?
Okay. Hey, Vanna, if just out of curiosity, if we present you an all-cash offer, would this interest you?
For $1 million.
For $1 million. So if you got $1 million, if you sold your house as is for $1 million, you're ready to move forward?
Yeah, I just need time to move all this stuff. I've been here for 30 years.
If you were to move, where'd you go next?
Probably California.
When would that be?
6 months.
We're investors and we're pretty much interested in properties that we can improve or build on. We're actually not concerned about the home being in picture perfect condition. If we could buy your house price and terms that works for you without having to list it, would you be interested in this?
Sure, just send me an offer in the mail.
So just send you an offer in the mail. I mean, we haven't seen the property yet. I know you're not ready to move yet, but here's what I don't mind doing. When it's convenient for you, we can pick a date when you're free and then we could meet. We'll take a look at the property and then we could tell you realistically how much the property will cost and exactly what you can get for your property. And then from there, you can decide for yourself how much, or you can decide for yourself what's the best decision for you. How does that sound?
You can see it, but I'm not going to list it on the market.
Great. You're not going to list it on the market. And we work with sellers off market all the time. We're not really concerned about it being picture perfect condition. So, I mean, all we have to do now is get a time and date to just view the property. And I know you're not ready in 6 months, but when's a good time for you? I'm actually going to be by tomorrow at noon and at 4. What works better for you?
4?
Okay, we'll jot down 4 o'clock for now. And will everyone who's involved with the decision making will be there?
Yeah, it's just me. Like I said, I'm not around anymore.
Well, I'll see you tomorrow at 4, Vina.
So how do you think that went?
Usually if they say take me off your list, I just put them on the DNC.
Bro, she said her girlfriend's not around, and you said great. Heartbroken.
Sliding through.
Overall, yeah, smooth. So I felt a lack of connect. There wasn't much connection. Our personalities were not jiving. So, repeat and affirm. Don't repeat the whole thing. You said keep it short, right? Send me an offer through the mail. I think for any hard objection like that, oh yeah, I totally could send you an offer in the mail, but would it benefit you any more if my offer is more accurate? It just wouldn't be a real offer because I haven't seen your house. Mm-hmm. What do you be aggressive? Oh, just call me later. Just send me an offer. What's your offer? Blah, blah, blah. I don't want to show you my house yet. So you're not interested in a cash offer. I'm not going to list it with you. That shows that I don't understand who you are and why you're calling. I'm assuming you're just one of these realtors who want to list my property. So I'm not listing it with you. Perfect. I'm not asking you to list it. I really, really want to buy your house off the market. Are you familiar with that process at all? I'm sure, you've been here for 30 years. Don't sell houses every day, I'm sure. I'm happy to come over and walk you through the option. You want to do cold call or appointment?
Let's do a cold call. Hey, is this Alex? Hey, Alex, my name is Spencer with Full Circle Properties. I'm just calling because I'm looking to buy a home in the Clark County area, and I believe you're the owner of a property on 123 Street. Does this sound familiar?
Yeah, I'm not looking to sell, Spencer. I just received a call like this earlier.
Oh, okay. No problem. Okay, so if you're not looking to sell, do you mind me asking how long you've been here?
Yeah, I've been here 25 years.
And where did you move from?
Why does that matter?
I'm just trying to figure out kind of what your history with this place is, because I understand there's a lot of realtors that might have been calling you, asking you to list your house for sale. But I do want to let you know that I'm not a realtor. I'm not looking to get some agent fee out of you. I'm actually an investor looking to buy. If you were to sell your property, if you were to sell it off market and avoid those agent fees, is that something you might be more interested in?
Possibly.
Okay. How did you happen to pick this area when you did move here?
I mean, I had no choice. My parents bought a place here until everyone passed, and I'm just by myself now.
Okay, well, I am sorry to hear that. If you didn't happen to move, or if you were to move somewhere, where do you think you might go next?
I mean, I moved to Pleasanton if I had the money.
Do you have any plans on when that might be?
When I have the money.
Alex, as I was saying, I am an investor and I'm interested in purchasing properties to improve or develop. So if I could buy your home at a price and terms that does work for you, is that something you might be interested in following or going along with?
Yeah. I mean, how much do you want for my home?
Well, before that, do you mind me asking if there's a price that you had in mind, something that you've been seeing that you would like to get, or a number that might make you happy to move forward?
I mean, you called me. Is there a number that you've done your research?
Before I do give you a number, what I do typically like to do is come out to the property in person and take a look just to make sure, check out the condition in person. Be sure that any number I do give you is completely fair. Is that something you might be open to doing if I were to stop by sometime?
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay. Do you have availability today around noon, or if that doesn't work, I also have tomorrow around 10 a.m. Do either of those times work for you?
I'm not doing anything. I don't have a job or anything, so yeah, you can come at noon.
Okay, perfect. I know I already asked, but is there a price that you did have in mind, or something I can come in with to just know what to expect when I get there?
I know I wouldn't take below $850.
Okay, below $850. And if you were to get $850 today for your house, is that something you would be ready to sign a contract with me on?
Sure.
Okay, fantastic. Well, I will see you at noon then.
How do you do, Alex?
Great job, Spencer. Just throwing a knick-knack here, there, but he handled it well.
Thank you. That felt really rough, though.
Zachary approves. He gave you a big nod. I think you're doing a really great job from last week or previous weeks at cutting fluff, and your wording is a lot better from what we talked about before. Couple things I would say when he said I just got a call like this a couple minutes ago. You want to separate yourself. So I bet you get calls like this all the time. But let me tell you how I'm different. Or like, let me tell you, what can I do for you?
Okay.
Calls like this all the time and you're planning to sell. Why haven't you pulled a trigger on anyone yet? Kind of get more information that way. Alex is kind of playing this very like depressed character. When I have the money, I'll move. I try to incorporate humor as much as you can, or like make him laugh, get him, loosen him up. Yeah, I'll move when I have the money. I want to give you some money. He said, just make me an offer. How much are you going to give me for my house? And then you said before that, is there a price you want? I think before that is a little controlling. Well, I haven't seen your house yet. And then last is when you said, is that something you might be open to doing if I were to stop by sometime? You're the expert. So you don't really want to ask permission. You want to just let him know, like, if you're free this week for 15 minutes, I'm happy to come by and offer my service, as opposed to asking if you can give your service.
Okay. Got it. Thank you.
I would say this though, like in terms of perking up or sort of like lightening the mood. If somebody's depressed, they're not going to really want to be around somebody who's bubbly. So when you're talking about mirroring and matching, try to mirror and match somebody's tone too. It's like, oh, I don't really have money. Okay, well then have you ever thought about maybe tapping into the money that you have in your home to maybe launch you into where you next sell? Like you were kind of mentioned, that's a pain point. So if that's a pain point, feel the pain with them. And then lighten the mood later on. It's like, oh, perfect. You don't have money? Like nobody's gonna be really happy to hear that. I don't have money. Okay. If we could get some money out of your house, how would you feel about that? And then we could get you into your new home over in Pleasantville. And then kind of perk up after that. Other than that, I thought that was pretty good.
Awesome. Thank you.
That's true.
Great job, Spencer.
Thank you.
Nay. Who wants to be nay seller?
Yeah, I can be the seller.
Awesome. Ring, ring.
Hello?
Hi, Spencer.
Yes, this is he.
Hi, Spencer. My name's Nate. I had a quick question about the property on 123 Waterfront. Are you the owner?
Yeah, I am. What's up?
Great. Yeah, I was actually just looking to purchase a property in the area. I was just checking to see when you might consider selling.
I don't know. I haven't really thought about selling. Why?
Great. You haven't thought about selling. Well, I was just curious. How long have you lived in the area?
Oh, I've been here for 15 years.
15 years. Good for you. How'd you end up picking this area?
A lot of my friends lived here. I wanted to hang out with them more, be closer.
So you moved over here because it was closer to friends. Completely understand. Yeah, that's great. Where'd you happen to move from?
I was down in Illinois, pretty far away. Didn't really know anybody there.
Great. Well, I'm glad to hear that you moved from Illinois and, found some friends a little bit closer. But I do have to ask you, Spence, since you moved from Illinois to, closer to the coast, if you were to move, where would you go to next?
I would probably move into a smaller place. It's a little bit big for me. I don't need this much room.
I hear you. Okay. Wow. That's great. If you were to, get a smaller place, would you think about staying in state or would you move out of state?
I'd probably stay in state.
And if everything was perfect, when would that be?
I've got a lot of stuff at this place that I need to move out. I don't know. I just need time to clear out. So maybe give it a couple months.
Yeah, I hear you. Okay, great. Yeah, you have some stuff that you need to take out of the house, move around. Well, Spence,
it's pretty messy.
Yeah, I hear you. Well, Spencer, something I do want to let you know is we purchase houses as is conditioned. So there's actually, no repairs you need to do, any clutter that you have, any stuff that you need to, that you wanted to leave at the house, you could. And all you need to do is take whatever belongings that you need and we can purchase the house as is. Is that something that would be of benefit to you when looking to move into your next smaller house?
Hey, yeah, if you could take my junk, I'd be more than happy.
Great. Yeah, I'd be happy to, definitely see where I can help out. Well, let me ask you a question, Spencer. What's a price that you think you'd like to get for your property as is that's be worthwhile for you to sell and get you one step closer to that small house, to the next a little bit smaller house for you?
I've been seeing $650 for houses nearby on Zillow. I've been looking around and $650 seems like what they're going for.
$650. Okay. I hear you. Okay. Well, Spencer, if you got $650 for your property, are you ready to move forward?
Yeah, I think I would be.
We can talk about more about that when we meet. Let's see here. I do have an availability tomorrow. I have afternoon. Does afternoon or evenings work better for you?
Afternoons would probably be better.
Perfect. I have a 2 p.m. available. Does that work?
Yeah.
Awesome. I'll go ahead and pencil you in here for 2 p.m. Thursday, November 30th. Awesome. Looks like we're good to go. Do you have any questions for me, Spencer, that I can answer for you before I go ahead and, see you tomorrow?
No, I don't think so.
Awesome. Well, it was a pleasure speaking with you, Spencer. I'm excited to, see how I can help you out, get you one step closer to that, smaller ideal house. So have a great rest of your day. I'll see you then.
All right, see you. Thank you. I really liked the sound of that. Like, you got through a lot of the like really important points, and I didn't even realize it until after you had passed them. It just sounded so casual. The way that you kept going back to that small house, like saying like, "Oh, well, when do you think you might want to go into a smaller house? And what can I do to help you get to that smaller house?" The way you just kept bringing that back up, that was also a really nice touch. Yeah, if I had a house, I would sell it to you.
Oh, appreciate it, Lance. Thanks for being a very, I don't know, is that a green seller?
Yeah, I was trying to be kind of yellow. Yeah, and it seemed like you matched that really well. Just like the kind of the cheery attitude, just a little bit light, not taking anything too seriously. You matched that pretty well. I was trying to take on a personality that I hadn't really gone for in cold calling before, just to see how you handled it. And yeah, you matched the personality really well there.
Okay, who's next? Actually, I need to commend you, Nene, for being here after getting run through the Scotty ringer last week. I'm glad you showed back up.
I need those. That was great. More practice on red.
But you are going to get red next time. Noah.
I think we should give Nate a tougher role play. That was too easy for him.
You want to redo red appointment?
I agree. I missed it last week, so let's run it back for Nick.
All right. Who wants to be my red seller?
Right here.
Great. Awesome. You want to be a homeowner or landlord?
What do you want? You want to do landlord?
Landlord it is. Ring.
No, we're doing appointment.
Oh, appointment. Okay.
Hey, come on in.
Hey, how you doing?
Good.
Awesome. So let's take a look around this property. I'm excited to see how I can help you out. So, Vena, as I take a look around this property, what's a price you think that you're considering selling this house for?
I don't really know. What do you think it's worth?
Great. Yeah. So as I'm taking a look around, question: have you looked at Zillow or any of the what the house is going for within the area?
Yeah, Zillow says it's worth 400.
All right, looks like this. Perfect. And then question about the property real quick as I'm looking around. Is there any repairs that you just did within the last 5 years?
Not really. I mean, there's like a hole in the roof. I did that. But other than that, the renter just moved out. So what do you want to do?
Glad to hear the renter moved out. I'm definitely interested in making you an offer. I know you mentioned 400,000. If you were to get a price that you're looking for, how soon are you looking to sell?
ASAP.
Awesome. Let me make you an offer today so we can get you some cash in your pocket. Let's see. If I can make you an offer today, what's the least amount you'd be willing to get in your pocket today?
I won't go below 380.
Let's see. Would you consider 320 cash in your pocket today if we can sign a contract? No. Okay, yeah, completely understand. One of my concerns would be I'm looking out here. It looks like the appliances need to be updated in the roof. Let's see here. And out of curiosity, have you received any other offers on this property?
Yeah, I had gotten an offer for 340, and I haven't even done that, so
340. Okay. Well, let me make you an offer that you can't refuse today, so we can get cash in your pocket as soon as possible. Let's see here. Would you be open to, let's see here, if I can close within 2 weeks, would you consider 330?
Can you do 340, 345?
340. Okay. And then out of curiosity, that offer that you got for 340, was that with a realtor?
That was someone sent me a postcard in the mail.
Gotcha. Okay. Yeah. A lot of the times, it's either, another seller like me, but if it is a realtor, that is about, 6% and, another 4% for closing costs. So with that being said, that would probably run me around 20K. So if I can close.
What's your offer? What's your best and final?
My best and final offer, what I can do, cash in your pocket today, would be 335. 335.
Can you do 345?
Yeah, I would not be able to do 345. Let's do 340. 340 is perfect.
Okay, 340. Deal.
Awesome, great. Well, let's go ahead and send this paperwork to you instead of closing to that.
That was way too fucking easy for you.
Yo, Nate had a strong start though, with like the lower voice and everything.
Yeah, he had a strong start, but then you started talking you weren't even talking that much, but for me, you were talking too much. Like, I want fast answers. Well, the negotiation should be like this, and this. You said 300, whatever. I said, well, I got an offer for 340, so you have to be, well, it was a bullshit postcard offer, so you were supposed to dig into that. Like, oh, did they put that on paper? Did they sign it? you call my bullshit. And then probably 335 was my bottom line there because I don't have a real 340 offer.
Gotcha. Okay.
Nay, I wouldn't do the math. Well, one, I wouldn't do the math if you can't do the math. And two, I wouldn't do the math if you're not going to write it down or like show the math. And then also like, I would immediately when you walk through the door, I would just ask why they're selling again. I think you care too much a little bit about the condition of the property. You should maybe pre-qualify that before you go to the appointment. I'm sure that's fine if you're just trying to have fillers, which maybe you were trying to do a little bit, but then I would ask a little bit of why they're selling, push on those pain points. And then she said 380. And then at that point, if you want to find out if she's serious, be like, okay, so if you got 380, you'd be willing to sign today. I got another postcard for okay, well, what's the lowest or what's the amount you'd sign today? Whatever. Or like, how did you arrive at that mark? How did you feel about it? Like, just ask questions. Just have a conversation, man.
Like you want to gamble, Eric. Sounds like you want to show them how it's done. Let's do it.
Knock, knock.
And then,
hey, Van, how you doing today? So you mind if I take some photos and maybe some videos just so I have something to document all this?
yeah, go ahead. Help yourself.
And how long have you been renting out this place?
This was rented for 10 years.
10 years. And why are you deciding to sell now?
I'm just sick of it. I'm sick of like all the repairs and renters calling me all the time. I'm done. I want to cash out.
You're sick of it?
It's just, they freaking like, look at this place. The renters keep complaining about the condition and everything. Like the house is fine, but they keep hitting me up and I'm just done. I don't want to deal with renters anymore. I'm going to sell this one and then I'm going to sell my other 3 properties.
Oh, other 3 properties. Those have renters in it too?
Yep.
Are you getting a lot of complaints over there?
Yeah, so 2 of them, their lease is up in February, so I'm going to deal with those then. And then the other one, I have a couple people looking at too, but it's nicer than this, so I don't know if you want it.
It's nicer than this?
Yeah, it's just the renter just left on that one, and it's not as bad as this one.
Okay. And so this one's currently vacant?
Yes.
Gotcha. How much were you getting in rent in this place?
1,700.
1,700.
Yeah, it's pretty low. You could get like 2,500 or 3,000 if you fix it up.
Okay, if I fix it up. What would you fix up?
Well, I don't want to fix anything up, but I'm sure the kitchen needs to get done, the bathrooms. Like, I think it's fine. I would just re-rent this, but like I said, I'm done landlording.
You're done. Were you just managing this property by yourself?
Yep.
When's the last time you did some repairs?
5 years ago was when we did major repairs. Like recently the toilets have been kind of like flooding or whatever, so like I had the plumber go in, but I did the roof 5 years ago. That's the last thing I did.
Oh, okay. So it sounds like there's been some repairs, but you haven't made any. Is it because you've been low on cash?
No, I just don't think it needs to be done. The house is fine.
Yeah, like you said, there definitely needs to be some repairs. So I'm going to take a look here and see what needs to be done. I could give you a good idea of what that might look like. I'm kind of curious though, if now you're selling, what would you do once you cash out? If you're trying to sell this property and the other 3 properties?
Go to Asia.
Asia? What's in Asia?
Vietnam. That's where I'm from.
Oh, okay. Family?
Yeah, just vacation.
Okay. What does your family think about selling these properties?
They're not really involved. These are mine.
Oh, okay. Cool. So you'd move to Asia?
No, just been a couple of months there.
Okay. How quickly would you be moving or visiting Asia after you decide what to do with the house?
Go. I'm about to book my ticket. I just need to get rid of these first.
Okay. So if you could agree on a price today, and you can decide on when you might need the close, would you be willing to sign something? Get this locked in?
Yeah, if I can get my price.
Okay. And so what price were you thinking of? You've clearly sort of reviewed, or you clearly know, have an idea since you own a few properties and you have an idea what needs to be done on a house. What would be a number that would make it worth your while for you to sign and then get going to Asia?
I think I can get 400 for this one.
400? Have you received other offers?
A couple, but they weren't high enough.
Oh, they weren't high enough? Well, what would you base the 400 off of?
Well, I know if you fix this up, it's going to be worth anywhere between 5 and 6. So I think there's equity for the person who buys it.
Oh, okay. So you would buy this property for 400?
I don't know if I'd buy this property for 400.
What would you buy this property for?
I think I'd buy it for 400. I mean, I bought it years ago for 10,000. So
yeah. No, you definitely have a lot of equity in the house.
There's value in the property.
Yeah.
Probably put like 5 units back.
5 units in the back. Well, how much would you sink into this property to fix it up if you want to get it updated?
Well, like I said, I would just re-rent this, but I really do want to just get rid of it. I don't want to fix it.
Okay. Are you against going maybe closer to the 350 range?
No, it's too low.
That's too low. What's the lowest you'd go?
Probably, I mean, if you do all the closing costs and everything, 380.
380? Yeah, okay. So if I wrote something up for 380, you'd be able to sign today. And then is that something you could do? And then maybe we could take a look at your other properties?
Yeah, I can do that.
Perfect. What about those other properties? Are they around 380 as well?
No, I need like 450.
450? Okay. Okay, well, let me mock this up and then let's just get this signed today. Fortunately, I brought a blank offer sheet. There you go. Sign right there. And let's go look at your other properties.
Very good. So he got a lot out of me, the Nene, right? Like he got all the information and he was digging for the motivation. That's the important part, is being like, even like, what's in Vietnam? Why are you going to Vietnam? Like centering me in on that, and it's going to soften me up for the price conversation, because he's trying to put me in the mind frame of what I'm going to do next.
That was great short questions.
You learned something, Nene?
I did.
Very good.
I think also like too, of course you could always go back and like correct yourself, but if somebody's talking about moving, then you want to talk about like closing, and they're trying to go fast. So there's a sense of urgency there too, I think. So even if you're not there on price, then she came down a little bit from 400. So just lock it up, and then you can maybe negotiate based off the other terms, closing date and other stuff. Yeah. And then she already kind of admitted that it needs fixing up and that she wouldn't buy it for 400. I mean, a lot of times too, and we kind of learned this when we did some like NLP stuff, but when you're mirroring to, or like kind of just repeating the last thing they say and just let them fill in the blanks, you know? Oh, repairs?
I don't personally respond well to that, but whatever.
I know. Yeah.
But yeah, reds always have a sense of urgency, so you have to go fast with them and get to the point. And there is a lot to say about just like, honestly, don't even f around with the price too much, especially with red, because the more you f with price on the appointment when you sign, the more they're going to be married to that price. So you fought me really, really hard to get 350 your price. You better not come down later. But if you just agree to my price, 380, 400, I know that's high. Right. So I'm not surprised when you come back and renegotiate. And as long as I really, really want to go to Vietnam, I'm going to come down. Like, we're already under contract. You've already done inspection. You are telling me that you can close with cash. I'm going to come down on price.
And you could kind of prime them, I think, because it's just like, okay, well, okay, you said you needed some fixing up. Okay, why don't we just lock it in for 380? So to do that, we got to sign a contract, and then give me a little bit of time to just do a little bit more of an inspection to see if those numbers work out. And then we can take a look at your other houses too to see if those numbers crunch out too. Vana's right though, because I mean, I started asking those open-ended questions, and Vana was just like, so I stopped asking them because I was just like, okay, she's not into this right now. She's not really into this open-ended questioning, so.
You're prioritizing making them feel comfortable with it versus showing that you're a real player and that you can get the job done. Because, you know, we don't really care about feelings being like protected, right? Or like, it's not about how, like, it's about, I want you to feel good about selling your house, but it's also like, I'm not gonna sugarcoat anything for you. Like, I'm gonna do this for you and you're gonna thank me for it. That's how I go into it. But very good. Who's next?
Cold call.
Who wants to be a seller? What, do you know what color you are, Noah?
Mm-hmm.
Scotty didn't have you read the book?
Nope.
I think you're probably red. So do Alex. Alex, be your best, truest self for Noah.
Sounds good.
What book do I need to read, Fana?
Surrounded by Idiots. Everybody here needs to read that book. Diana, Melanie, have you read it? Nene, you read it? No.
No, I haven't read the book, but I took that test.
Oh, we already know you're blue.
Oh, Mr. Holic is going right after.
Noah, then Zach. Go, Noah.
All right. Who's my seller?
I am.
All right. Let's do this again. Ring, ring.
Hello.
Hello. Is this Alex?
Yeah, this is Alex.
Hi, Alex. My name's Noah, and I was actually calling to see if you still own the property at 123 Street.
Yeah, I do.
Perfect. I'm actually calling because I'm looking to buy property in this area, and I was actually wondering if you had any thoughts on selling.
Oh, you know what? I've never actually thought about selling it.
Really? All right. Well, if you were to sell your property, do you know how much you'd be looking for to get?
I'm not too sure. Haven't checked it out. What do you think it's worth?
So as of right now, just based off of my research, I was looking around the 400,000 range. That's just based off of a couple of recent sales and just kind of the neighborhood. But I would just need to take a look at your house before I can get an official price to you. If you don't mind me asking, how long have you owned this property?
Yeah, I've been here for 25 years, and then I love the green grass, the peaceful neighborhood. Everything's just wonderful here. I'm sure you can here too.
Oh yeah, 25 years. Wow, that's great. And where did you actually move from?
I've been here my whole life.
Born and raised?
Born and raised.
Awesome. And if you were to sell, do you know where you would move?
I mean, I'd move around like 3 blocks from here. I love the city. The city's full of peaceful people. Everyone's always gathering around. All the neighbors know each other. Yeah, we know everything. We look at all the let's see, like we usually go like to parks, have parties and everything together, and it's just wonderful, full of blessings. I do have that one crappy neighbor that I do hate though, but other than that, everything's great.
Oh, gotcha. And like I said, I'm looking to buy a property in this area, and if I could buy a property at a price, time, and timeline that works for you, is that something you might be interested in?
Yeah, I mean, my house, I'm kind of embarrassed to say, needs a lot of work done. I haven't been keeping up with the project for a while. I inherited this property, so yeah, kind of embarrassed with the situation. So it needs a lot of work.
No worries at all. That's nothing to be embarrassed about. Things happen and life goes on. I actually can buy your property as is, so you don't need to worry about any of the fixing, and you can just leave that to me. Here's what I can do for you today. When you're available, can I take a look at your property, and I could let you know I could pay for it, what your home is worth, and a walkthrough. Do you think? And then you could decide what works best for yourself. How does that sound, Alex?
I think that sounds great. Yeah, just give me a few weeks and I'll clean it up, and then you can come take a look at it.
You actually don't need to clean it up. You can just leave that to me, so you can. You don't need to stress about that at all. It would actually. Would you actually be free tomorrow at 2:00 or tomorrow at 4:00 to meet up, just so I can check it out? And you don't need to, like I said earlier, you don't need to worry about cleaning anything up.
Okay. I mean, it smells pretty bad here too. I mean, I'm used to it, but I'm scared of having other people come in just because it smells not that great either.
Oh, that's like I said, you don't need to worry about that at all. I'm here to help you out. And I don't mind that at all. And like you said, you potentially wanted to move a couple blocks away, and I can get you all cash offer for your place, and whatever timeline works for you, and I can close up to a week or whatever works best for you. So you want to set up a time to meet sometime tomorrow?
Yeah, I mean, you can come anytime. I don't work anymore.
Okay. You want to do tomorrow at 2:00 or just 4:00 work better?
Whichever one is fine.
Okay. What works best for you?
2 is fine.
All right, perfect, Alex. I got you down tomorrow at 2:00, and I will see you tomorrow. Nice to meet you, Alex. Thank you.
What do you think, Alex?
I thought he did well. I mean, I'm super cheery, and then all of a sudden I went to depressed mode when I started mentioning about all the fixing. There was some portion where I think it could be smoother. I'm trying to remember which portion that was, but then I mean, overall, I think he handled it really well. There was just some portion where it could just be a little smoothed out.
I think I probably should have dove deeper into maybe what happened and why. I mean, if you've owned it for 25 years, then I probably should have asked what made it go into disarray. That's something I probably should have asked.
I love it. Greens are very good at avoiding their pain point until their pain point comes up, and then they go into depresso mode, and then they start avoiding even more. But I think you did good, Noah, overall. I think you might have oversold. I think that's very common when you're newer. You want to show that you know what you're doing, but really, I think Eric said it best. Overall, just have a conversation, right? Dig more into the motivation. Worry more about them and their situation than about how you come off. So when he asks you, oh, how much do you think it's worth in the beginning? That's really my only note, is when you were like, well, I think based on blah, 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 400 range. You don't know that. You haven't done the research on it. Well, maybe you did, because I know you're kind of going one by one. but like there's no point in doing research before you even call someone to see if they're motivated. So that's where you just close for the appointment. If he's curious about how much his house is worth and he's selling, that's all you need, price and motivation. I could give you a range over the phone, but really it depends on property condition. And I also have a couple creative solutions where I could give you more than what it's worth, potentially, is something I kind of do for homeowners around here who are selling. So if I could see your property, I'm happy to go over those options with you. Are you free tomorrow or Thursday?
Sweet. Thank you.
Deck is quite yellow. It might be green, actually. But you want to do the cold call or the appointment?
Whatever you guys want to do. I like to fail in front of all you guys. It makes me nervous here, so it's like almost like a real one.
That's all.
But just so you guys know, I'm not a professional. I'm just pretending and trying. I come here to fail and learn, so that way when I go to my next appointments.
You're one of the best of us, Zach. Do you want to do the cold call or the appointment?
Okay, let's do an appointment because I don't know. That seems like really hard to do, especially role playing.
Nay, be a seller.
Hey, Nate, thanks for letting me come over, man. Good to see you. Can I walk through your property here?
Yeah, sure. No problem.
Awesome. Well, catch me up to speed with the sale of your house.
Yeah, I lived in the area. I don't know, 30 years. I'm just ready to get on to my next step in life, get rid of the property.
Awesome. You're ready to move on to the next step in life. 30 years, that's a long time, man. So what do you think you want for this property?
Yeah, that's a good question. I'm not too sure. How much would you give me?
Taking a look at this property, we're around 340.
Ooh, 340.
Yeah, it looks like it needs a lot of work, about 6 months worth of work and $100,000.
Oh, wow. That's a lot of work. What do you see?
I mean, you might be able to do it in 3 months, if you have a contractors and get it done quickly and a little bit cheaper than that. But I like to base it on retail prices, So if you have 6 months, $100,000, you probably get full price for your property here. It's looking about $550.
Wow, that's a lot of work. Well, what do you see that needs to be done on the house?
Your furnace is old. You need to swap the box and you need a full cosmetic and paint the outside and a little bit of yard work here when we get up on the market. No problem.
Dang. Okay. I see. I didn't think it needed that much work, but wow, that's surprising. I mean, good information to have though.
So what other offers have you got on this property?
Honestly, you're the first person that took a look at this house. So yeah, having that conversation, I was really surprised and got me thinking. I was like, actually, it would be nice, get to my next step. But yeah, first person to take a look at the house. Yeah, so I'm excited to hear your offer.
Okay. So we're at 340, and then what do you think you would like to get for your property? Obviously, it doesn't sound like it's floating your boat too much, getting to your next place. What do you need?
Man, I don't know. I want to move closer to some family down south. I don't know how much the house would be, but honestly, I'm a simple guy. Enough to get me a house in Idaho, honestly.
Awesome. What's your mortgage on this place?
Yeah, I'm paying around $1,800 a month right now.
$1,800. What do you owe on the property?
I don't remember. It's somewhere around, I think 75 around there. I don't know. Would you be able to help me look up like how much I owe on that?
Yeah, we can do that. You don't have any mortgage statements laying around? You can't pull a mortgage statement up and take a look at it, send it over to me. I'll give you my email.
Man, if you can help me out with that, my stuff is just all over the place. I'm just not the organizational type. But if I can access them, I mean, I can provide those.
Okay, awesome. Yeah, I can definitely help you out with that stuff. What's your mortgage company?
I think it's Singular.
So you don't know what you want for this property, what you need to walk away with this property? You're going to talk to a couple other people when you're looking on moving.
Yeah. If I can get some cash, honestly, I think if I got $375 cash, I'm ready to move. I'm actually ready to get out of here.
So you ready to move anytime if we got your property at $375?
Yeah. Probably about a month. I just have to, I have a lot of clutter here. That should give me roughly around enough time to get everything I need.
We can do $375 on your property. Let's take a look at it. We'll sign a contract now, take a look at it, pass or fail inspection. As long as there's nothing going on with the sewer here, we can come close to $375. Maybe we give you a little bit of cash down to move, and then we carry the rest of the note for a little bit.
Perfect. Yeah. And then what is carry the note? I've been in this. I haven't been in the real estate, for a good amount of time, so I'm pretty new. What does the carry and note mean?
Also, maybe that extra 35K that you're looking for, that I can't come up with since your property's at 340. Maybe we wait until after I sell the property, or you give me 1 or 2 years to just pay it off, monthly payments, maybe $200 a month or something. Pay off your mortgage, get you enough money to move, and then you'll get maybe an extra $200 a month until we get that 35K paid off, or we'll pay it off at the end of the 2 years. Something like that. Come up with a higher price, but you're gonna have to make some payments on those. Because I got a down payment, I can buy your property at 340, like I said. Anything above that, it's gonna have to be payments over time.
Gotcha. All right. Yeah. That's yeah.
If you want to sign a contract today, we can do it at that price. If you want to wait a little bit longer, the price is probably going to drop down the more people you talk to.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, that sounds good. Sounds good. Okay. Yeah. I'm interested.
Cool. Let's sign it up. When do you want to close? The end of the week? 2 weeks?
Yeah. Man, let's give me. Yeah, I think a month. But if you recommend, we should close it sooner. If that makes more sense. Yeah. You're the expert here, so I'm really, really new to all this stuff. So I just need help with it.
I'll walk you through it. Maybe we can find your other property too on the way.
Awesome. Oh, exciting. Thanks.
Thank you, Nate.
That was amazing.
Great job.
Well, I learned a lot the last 2 times, Nate. You got smashed twice, so I ain't putting up with what you learned out there. I don't want to hear it. I'm giving you a price and you're taking it. If not, I'm walking away. We're signing the contract at whatever you want because I don't want to deal with talking to you about it, trying to get you down on the first appointment. We're new. You got your grandma living or your mom living downstairs in a hospital bed, 14 dogs, smells really bad in here. I just want you to agree and I want to walk away. I want to cheer it on and make a little video like Jason He when he did his contract.
Let's go. Yeah, I was trying to be the complete opposite because I'm trying to go, better with the red. I'm trying to be like, the opposite, but it was good. I'm like, oh yeah, let's help me, please. I don't know how to do.
I think the confidence thing is the main thing. Like,
I think the big thing, I think you did great, Zach.
Thanks.
If Nate is asking for more information, that's where I would just slow down just a little bit and be like, okay, here, A, B, C. Yeah, I really like actually how you went through and told him, like, because you're a contractor, you have a lot of authority as far as telling him what needs to be done on the house, as opposed to like an investor who like is obviously going to try to like make up shit. But you're like, this is what needs to be done. This is the price, and this is how much I'm going to give you. And if you want to shop it around, mine's going to be lower. I think that's perfect. Extremely Scotty T coded.
That's where I learned it from. I've been listening to him say it all the time. I just gotta remember it.
Cool. We got a couple minutes left. Anyone want to hit the cold call? Also the enough to get me to the next place objection. That there's a lot you can do with that one. Especially when they don't know how much it is to get to the next place. That's where you just be like, is 340 enough to get, do you think 340 could be enough to get you to the next place? Why don't we write for 340 today? And if you need more money, we'll negotiate, I don't know. Or like for you, Zach, a realtor would say I can help you find the next place, or I can refer you to a realtor in Idaho and we can all work together to find your next